In the sacred books of former times, from the Torah and the Psalms to the Gospel and the Quran, the term earth hath oft been employed to signify the foundation of religion and the spiritual basis of the human world, the ground wherein the divine laws are sown and the trees of mercy bear fruit. Whenever the prophets and messengers of God have spoken of its quaking, its being pounded or broken, their intent hath not been the annihilation of the physical globe, but rather the downfall of a religious and spiritual order, the dissolution of a covenant whose outward form had been emptied of its pristine meaning, a sign heralding the rise of a new heaven and a new earth. Thus did the prophet Isaiah declare, "The earth is utterly broken, the earth is split apart, the earth is violently shaken." Isaiah 24:19. David too lifted his voice in the Psalms. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the mountains quaked, because he was angry. Psalm 18:7. Samuel 22:8. Haggai the prophet gave this glad tidings. Yet once more saith the Lord of hosts, I will shake the heavens, and the earth, and the sea, and the dry land, and the desire of all nations shall come. Haggai 2:6-7. The apostle to the Hebrews interpreted this saying in these words. This phrase, yet once more, indicates the removal of what is shaken, in order that what cannot be shaken may remain. Hebrews 12:26-27. The gospel likewise testifieth that, at the moment when Christ was crucified, the earth quaked and the veil of the temple was rent in twain. Matthew 27:51, a token of the ending of the former covenant and the inauguration of a new. And in the Apocalypse of John it is recorded, the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. Revelation 6:12-14. Here the mountain denoteth the vast religious structures of the previous age, and the island alludeth to the removal of the former faith and the bringing of a new dispensation in its stead. And in the glorious Quran it is revealed, Kulla idha dukkat del ardu daka daka. Nay, when the earth is pounded to dust, pounded to dust. Quran 89:21. Whoever gazeth with the eye of discernment upon these passages will perceive the universal law they proclaim, that the destruction of the earth by God is but the prelude to the building of a new cause. Even as Rumi in the Mathnavi hath said, when the old building they would renew, do they not first tear down the old and worn? Would any write upon a page already written, or plant a sapling in a field not cleared? Such is the divine wisdom in the sending forth of his successive messengers. In each age he buildeth a structure suited to the understanding and capacity of the people of that time, and when their minds are matured and their faculties ripened, he leveleth the old, and nemamum, that he may rear in its place a city more befitting that age and more worthy of his glory. Far be it from the source of all bounty, the wellspring of all mercy, the creator of the heavens and the earth, to bring to utter nothingness his own handiwork, that which is the sign of his majesty, the manifestation of his attributes, the witness to his sovereignty. For should he blot out all creation, the mirrors reflecting the attributes of creatorhood and lordship would be no more, and the tokens of his power and mercy would vanish. That which hath proceeded from him, in whatever form and degree, shall in some wise endure. Nor would the all-embracing justice of the Almighty, the avenger of the wronged, and the protector of the oppressed, permit that the entire earth and all its inhabitants, the righteous and the wicked alike, should be alike destroyed. Hath he not declared in his unerring book, Men qatala nafsin bighayri nafs, faka'annama qatala nas jami'an, whosoever killeth a soul, it shall be as if he had slain all mankind. Quran 5:32. How then could such a Lord of equity decree the extinction of the whole of his creation? On that day when it is said, Wujuhun yawma idhin yadharat ila rabbiha nadhara. Faces that day will be radiant, gazing toward their Lord. Quran 75:22-23. The countenance of the faithful will be illumined with joy through the vision of the beloved. Such bliss and serenity require a realm worthy of habitation, a field wherein the fruits of the paradise of his good pleasure may be tasted. Consider too the dealings of God with the peoples of old. Before the flood of Noah, a chastisement limited to a particular region, the prophet of God again and again summoned his people to repentance until the promised hour came, Inni da'autu qawmi laylan wa naharan falam yazidhum du'a'i illa farara. Verily I called my people night and day, but my calling did not increase them, save in flight. Quran 71, 5-7. Yet even then the All-Merciful did not efface all mankind, but tempered the rigors of his decree with the gentle breathings of his compassion. Most wondrous of all is the pattern which in every age hath marked the end of one dispensation and the dawning of another. When the light of Jesus shone forth, the law of Moses in its outward form had become corrupted. The Sabbath was neglected, the ordinances of marriage and divorce perverted, and the law concerning adultery adulterated. When Muhammad, the seal of the prophets, appeared, the followers of Christ had exalted their master to the throne of Godhead. لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ huwa al-Masih ibn Maryam, ma al-Masih ibn Maryam illa Rasul. They have indeed disbelieved who say, God is the Messiah, son of Mary. The Messiah, son of Mary, was but a messenger. Quran 5:72-75. The pure teachings of the gospel lay shrouded in the veils of idle imaginings. In such hours, the earth, that is the religious foundation and spiritual order of the age, was indeed shaken, its mountains rent asunder, and its foundations raised. The destruction of the earth, as foretold in the sacred text, signifieth none other than the dissolution of that order and the erection of a new heaven and a new earth, wherein the righteous shall dwell secure, and the cause of God shall shine resplendent in the plenitude of its glory.